Maddie, is Robert all right? I'm a bit concerned about him. We were supposed to meet today, but I haven't been able to reach him. I really need to see him today, no matter what. It's quite urgent.
Oh, hi Rosetta. I apologize. The thing is, I haven't been feeling well today. And Robert has been taking care of me at home all day.
Oh, I see. If that's the case, please return Robert's phone to him. I need to get in touch with him.
I think there might be a misunderstanding. Because I don't have Robert's phone with me.
Then why hasn't he been responding to any of my messages? It's unlike him. I mean, this is truly an emergency. I need to speak with him as soon as possible.
I genuinely apologize. I'll let him know to contact you without delay. It seems like he simply forgot to respond to you. I apologize on his behalf. I've been keeping him occupied today.
No. It's all right. Your health takes priority, and I'm glad he's taking care of you. You're pregnant, so it's understandable that Robert would prioritize you over anyone else.
Yes, I'm truly grateful to have Robert by my side. I don't know what I would do without him. But I'm really sorry about today. He should have informed you earlier.
Please don't apologize, dear. It's really fine. Now that I understand the situation, could you please do me a favor and ensure that Robert calls me soon?
You want him to call you?
Yes, I just thought it wouldn't be too difficult for him to make a quick call from home while taking care of you. I won't ask for anything more. Just one call. As I mentioned, it truly is an emergency. However, if you don't want him to make calls right now, I have no choice but to respect that.
Oh, no. I don't mind at all. Of course, you two should talk on the phone. In fact, why don't I suggest that he come and see you? I'm feeling much better, so it wouldn't be a problem at all.
Oh, really? I feel guilty about taking him away from you. Are you sure you don't mind? I'm sure you're going through a lot right now and need Robert's support.
Oh, it's absolutely fine. Please don't worry about it. Robert promised to meet you, so he should keep his word.
You're such a wonderful wife. I'm really glad Robert married you. All right then. If Robert can come and see me now, that would be great. I apologize again for the inconvenience.
No need to apologize. It's truly no problem at all.
Hey Maddie. I'm going to the store to pick up a few things. Do you need anything?
No, I'm good. Thank you for asking.
All right. How have you been feeling?
I think I'll be fine. The baby seems to be okay too. I still have some pain from where I was hit. But other than that, I don't foresee any problems during childbirth.
I understand. I'm relieved that everything is all right. I've been extremely worried about you. Who would commit such a terrible act? It's just despicable. I promise you, if I ever find the person responsible, I don't know what I'll do to them.
It's all right, Robert. Just stay by my side. The police are investigating the incident and they will handle everything. I'm just so grateful that the baby is safe. It brings me a lot of comfort.
Still, how can I remain calm in a situation like this? To break into the house and attack you and the baby? It's completely outrageous, not to mention infuriating. Do you remember anything about the assailant's appearance?
I told the police everything, but the person's face was concealed. I have no way to identify them.
This is frustrating. What am I supposed to do now?
Don't worry about it, Robert. Let the police handle it. Right now, I really need your support. I know you have a lot on your mind. But all I ask is for you to hold my hand through this.
Okay. For now, I'll go to the hospital. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Robert. I'm truly grateful that I get to see you today.
Maddie, I have something difficult to tell you.
Oh, what's happened? Aren't you supposed to be at work right now?
I decided to take the day off. In other words, I didn't inform them and didn't show up. But that's not important right now. I've discovered some information about the incident.
Really? What about the incident?
It turns out there were actually two individuals involved. One acted as the lookout and remained outside the entire time.
There were two people? I thought there was only one person involved. That's what I told the police.
I received a message from the lookout. One of the two individuals involved in the incident. He saw the news coverage and felt compelled to reach out to us.
He contacted us? Why would he call us after committing such a crime?
He couldn't bear the guilt after everything that transpired. These two guys are part of a crime syndicate, using odd jobs as a cover during the day. Apparently, the person who called didn't realize that this particular job involved harming a pregnant woman.
The job? I don't understand.
Someone hired them to ensure you had a miscarriage. And the person who hired them.
Who was it? Did you find out?
It was my mother.
What? Your mother? How is that even possible?
I know, it was incredibly shocking. It took me a while to process it.
Please, tell me everything you know.
I'm not sure how. But my mother managed to get in touch with one of the guys through her connections. After the man received his payment, he went to our house to carry out the job. He brought along one of his subordinates to keep an eye out. But he didn't inform him about the specifics of the task.
So, does that mean your mother wanted to see you that day?
Yes. She wanted to ensure that you were alone at home. The names of the two men are Jones and Manson. Manson is the subordinate. And he wasn't aware of the job's details until he arrived at the scene.
What will Manson do now?
When he called me earlier, he mentioned that he intends to turn himself in. It's only a matter of time before Jones is also apprehended. I have already contacted the police. I'm confident my mother will be taken into custody soon.
Why would your mother do something like this? I can't believe it. She always treated me so kindly.
A few years ago, my mother's behavior began to change after my father passed away. I think she couldn't cope with the grief, and became overly attached to me since I'm her only son. She had always been somewhat overprotective since I was a child. But it intensified over the past few years.
What do you mean by intensified? How?
She never showed it in front of you. But she would frequently speak negatively about you behind your back. She would complain about disliking you and disapproving of you as my wife. She was also against us starting a family together. She would have fits about it regularly. By the time you reached the last month of your pregnancy, it seemed like she had given up and accepted that the child would be born. That's why I let my guard down and believed everything was okay. I never imagined she was capable of something like this.
So, does that mean your mom was concerned that once the baby was born, you wouldn't have time for her anymore?
I'm almost certain that's the case. She always wanted me to prioritize her over anyone else. I should have noticed it earlier. All the signs were there. Damn it!
It's not your fault, Robert. Please don't blame yourself for this. I also focused so much on having our child that I might have neglected your mom a bit too. I should have been more attentive. That's why I can understand if she doesn't like me.
That's not true. You've been nothing but kind and respectful towards my mother. Even though you were pregnant, you did your best to ensure my mother felt satisfied. There's no reason for her to disapprove of you. With you carrying our baby, you are my priority no matter what. So I had no choice but to leave my mother to take care of herself for the time being. Even so, there's absolutely no excuse for hiring someone to assault you and cause a miscarriage. That's just beyond insane.
I have to agree. I don't think I can forgive her for this. She crossed the line. But at the same time, I can't help but think that the baby might have died because of me. I should have done more.
Maddie, stop. Don't say that, please. You have no responsibility in this matter. Don't blame yourself for my mother's reckless behavior. Our child survived. They were strong enough to overcome this horrid and malicious attack. We are going to protect this baby together from now on. We need to stay strong together. Don't you think so?
You're right. Thanks, Robert. I don't know what I would do without you. Oh, I just received a message from your mom. What should I tell her?
You did? Hold on a second before you reply. We need to be really careful about what we say and ensure she doesn't gain the upper hand. I think we shouldn't mention the incident to her just yet.
Maddie, are you all right? How are you holding up? It's unbelievable that something like this could happen. Did a group of men attack you? I heard you were recovering in the hospital. I can only imagine the pain you must be in. I truly hope you get better soon. And I'm deeply sorry for your loss. It breaks my heart as well.
Spare me the act. I'll never forgive you for this.
Pardon me?
Robert, I'm sorry, but I can't keep it inside any longer.
What? I don't understand what's happening. Why are you getting so upset, dear?
I already know you're behind all of this. Pretending to be clueless won't work. You hired a man named Jones to assault me, right? We have evidence.
Hold on, I have no idea what you're talking about. I would never do something like that. How could you even think I was involved? It hurts me deeply.
Oh, so you're really going to play dumb? Are you sure that's the path you want to take? The more you try to cover up your crime, the worse the consequences will be later on. Are you really okay with that?
I genuinely don't understand what's happening. So I don't know what to say. What crime? Who is this person, Jones? I don't know anyone by that name.
Fine, then why did you mention that it was multiple men who committed the crime?
Well, it was reported in the news.
I told the police there was only one person involved. So, the fact that there were multiple people involved shouldn't have been revealed in the news.
What?
I just found out now that there was another person named Manson who acted as the lookout. So how did you know it was more than one person?
I mean, you know. In incidents like this, it's usually a pair of individuals working together, right?
That's a weak excuse. I don't even care anymore. You're just a pitiful fool, aren't you? Do you feel any remorse for what you've done?
How dare you? A fool? That's ridiculous. You're the one who used my son Robert to fulfill your desire for a child. You're the fool who only thinks of yourself.
I used Robert? Are you serious?
I know you don't genuinely love Robert. You don't care about him. Robert told me that all you wanted was to have your own child. It didn't matter who the father was, as long as you could have a child. Am I wrong?
Yes, it's true that I dreamt of becoming a mother. But what does that have to do with anything? It's not like Robert was against the idea. He wanted to have a child too. You never voiced your opposition to having a child either. In fact, you said you were happy for me. So now, after months of being pregnant, you want to complain?
I expressed my feelings to Robert many times. But he never listened to me when it came to you. He became stubborn. I'm sure you influenced Robert to go against me. He was always a good boy, obedient to me. Until you came along.
I didn't even know you were against the pregnancy in the first place. He probably kept it from me because he was ashamed of how pathetic you seemed. Understandable.
A child raised by someone like you is even more pathetic, in my opinion. Don't let Robert waste his life raising a child like that. He deserves better. If you truly cared about him, you would let him go.
You know what? I do sympathize with the fact that you lost your husband. I know it must have been difficult. But that doesn't give you the right to control your son like this. You need to take responsibility for your own issues.
You know nothing. My husband and my son are the reasons I continue to live. Everything I did for them. After my husband died, you took away the only family I had left. You can never understand how I feel. You have no right to lecture me like this.
Took him away? That couldn't be further from the truth. Robert is an adult capable of making his own decisions. And besides, Robert always tried to make time for you. Why are you being so selfish? Do you even care about Robert's feelings?
Whatever. At least Robert now understands the situation clearly. He must have realized how much I truly love him. Hopefully, he will reflect on his actions and make better choices.
Reflect on his actions? How did you expect him to react? Robert has already reported you to the police. Not only that, but he plans to cut you out of his life.
What?
Mom, it's Robert.
Oh, Robert? I'm so glad. Do you understand how I feel now? I did all of this for you. You know how much I care about you, right? Will you prioritize me from now on?
I'm sorry to say this, but I no longer consider you my mother. The police are currently searching for you. Either stay at home until they arrive or turn yourself in. There's no way you'll escape this.
How can you say that to your own mother? After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me?
You are a criminal, okay? In fact, you're practically a murderer. Do you understand that?
What? That's absurd. I was just doing what was best for our family.
That guy Jones hesitated before punching Maddie in the stomach. And the impact wasn't as strong. Who knows what would have happened if he had attacked Maddie at full force?
So everything is fine now, right? It's not like Maddie had a miscarriage. The baby is safe. I feel remorseful about what I did. So let's forgive and forget and raise the child together. Let's start over. I truly surrender this time. After this incident, I think I've come to terms with my emotions about everything. I believe it's time to accept the child at this point.
There is something seriously wrong with you. Don't tell me about how bad you feel now. Save it for the police.
The police? What, am I getting arrested too?
Obviously. Hiring someone to commit a crime is a crime in itself. And I could never forgive you for hurting my precious wife and child. You crossed the line.
Please, don't do this to me. Don't leave me alone like this. I swear, I'll die. I was just so lonely. It was agonizing. Losing my husband. The grief was overwhelming, and I couldn't recover from it. I made a foolish mistake, that's all.
I know it must have been difficult losing your husband. But attempting to harm an unborn baby is absolutely unforgivable. Did you really think I would forgive you for doing this? Please, just don't say anything anymore. It's truly painful to see my mother in such a pitiful state.
You think I'm pitiful? I'm glad to hear that you still care about your mother.
I'm not pitying you, actually. You're just too pathetic to look at right now.
Fine, whatever. I don't care what happens anymore. If I'm going to get arrested, I might as well fight until the end.
Fight until the end? What do you mean by that? Let's just calm down now.
I'm already in front of the hospital. Come out.
Hey, what are you thinking of doing? Stop it. You've already done enough. Ha! Why is the emergency alarm going off? What did you do?
Oops, what do you know? I accidentally punched the nurse at the reception. If things were going to end up like this, I should have taken matters into my own hands from the beginning.
What the heck? I just heard that you're holding a knife. You need to stop right now.
Oh, the knife? I'm going to make sure to save that baby from your wife's stomach. Just you wait, little one. I'll free you from your suffering. Oh no, look what I've done. Gosh, I accidentally stabbed the security guard.
Stop, just stop. I beg you. Calm down already.
Robert, what happened? Is everything all right?
My mom got arrested. The nurse at the reception got slightly injured. Fortunately, the security guard who was stabbed in the shoulder is not in critical condition. It seems like he will fully recover without any lasting effects.
I'm so relieved. I was extremely worried. I thought I would have a heart attack when I heard what was going on. But what about you, Robert? Did you sustain any injuries?
Oh, it was nothing. Just some minor cuts. Honestly, the bigger issue is that my designer shirt is ruined now.
Just come back to the hospital room as soon as possible. I just want to make sure you're okay. And I really need you by my side right now.
I'm still being questioned by the police. But I'll come to you as soon as it's all done.
I'm sorry. I know you must be going through a lot as well. This must have been overwhelming for you too.
No, I feel much better now. It's okay. There's just one thing that I'm really scared about.
What? What is it?
I've been receiving constant calls from my workplace. Probably because I didn't show up today.
Following the incident, Jones, Manson, and Rosetta were all incarcerated for their crimes. Consequently, an undercover police officer managed to infiltrate the crime syndicate that Jones and Manson were involved in. After dismantling the syndicate, peace was restored to the town. Since Rosetta's departure, Robert and I have been able to relish our married life without any disturbances. I successfully gave birth to our child, and now the three of us reside together as a blissful family. Witnessing my child's gradual growth fills me with immense joy, but I doubt I'll ever be able to lower my guard again. When it comes to ensuring the safety of my family and the security of our home.